The year is 2025. The world watches with bated breath, haunted by the ghosts of recent crises. The stock market, a beast of unpredictable nature, rumbles with volatility. Whispers of a new pandemic, potentially emerging from the shadows of China, send shivers down spines. Geopolitical tensions simmer as the United States flexes its muscles on the world stage, fueling speculation of annexation. Are these legitimate concerns or mere phantoms of our collective anxiety? The global economy, still recovering from the aftershocks of the COVID-19 pandemic, stands at a crossroads. Inflation casts a long shadow, eroding purchasing power and stoking social unrest. Supply chains, once the invisible arteries of global trade, remain fragile and prone to disruption. The spectre of a stock market crash looms large, a stark reminder of the interconnectedness of our financial system. Adding to this cocktail of uncertainty is the ever-present threat of infectious disease. The COVID-19 pandemic exposed the vulnerabilities of our global health infrastructure, leaving an indelible mark on our collective psyche. The possibility of a new virus, potentially deadlier and more transmissible, emerging from China is a sobering reminder of our vulnerability to these microscopic enemies. As if economic instability and pandemic threats weren't enough, the world grapples with the geopolitical ramifications of a more assertive United States. The potential annexation of Greenland, Canada, Mexico, or Panama, while seemingly far-fetched, raises serious questions about international law, sovereignty, and the future world order. The implications of such actions would be far-reaching, potentially triggering a new era of global instability and conflict. Predicting a stock market crash is a fool's errand, as any seasoned investor will tell you. The market, like a capricious deity, often confounds even the most astute analysts. Yet certain economic indicators and historical trends can offer clues, albeit imperfect ones, about the market's trajectory. Inflation, that insidious thief of purchasing power, remains stubbornly high in many parts of the world. Central banks, tasked with the delicate balancing act of controlling inflation without stifling economic growth, are walking a tightrope. Interest rate hikes, a blunt instrument in the fight against inflation, risk slowing economic growth and potentially tipping economies into recession. The housing market, a key driver of economic activity, shows signs of cooling in some regions as rising interest rates make mortgages less affordable. Consumer confidence, a barometer of economic sentiment, remains fragile as households grapple with rising costs and economic uncertainty. Historically, prolonged periods of economic expansion, such as the one we've experienced in recent years, are often followed by corrections or even crashes. The longer the bull market runs, the greater the potential for a painful downturn. Investors, flush with easy money and driven by fear of missing out, may be overestimating the market's resilience. A sudden shock, such as a geopolitical crisis or a major corporate scandal, could trigger a wave of panic selling, sending the market into a tailspin. The COVID-19 pandemic, a global catastrophe that brought the world to its knees, serves as a stark reminder of humanity's vulnerability to infectious diseases. The speed with which the virus spread, fueled by globalization and our interconnectedness, exposed the weaknesses in our global health infrastructure. And hospitals were overwhelmed, healthcare workers pushed to their limits, and economies brought to a standstill. The pandemic also laid bare the deep social and economic inequalities that exist within and between nations. Marginalized communities, often lacking access to adequate healthcare and social safety nets, bore the brunt of the pandemic's impact. The race to develop and distribute vaccines, while ultimately successful, highlighted the disparities in access to life-saving medical interventions. While the acute phase of the COVID-19 pandemic may be behind us, the threat of infectious diseases remains an ever-present danger. Viruses, those masters of adaptation, constantly evolve, seeking new hosts and opportunities to spread. The emergence of new variants, potentially more transmissible or resistant to existing vaccines, is a constant concern. Globalization, while a boon to trade and interconnectedness, also facilitates the rapid spread of infectious diseases. China, with its vast population, dense urban centers, and close proximity to wildlife, has long been considered a potential hotspot for the emergence of novel viruses. The 2002 SARS outbreak, which originated in China, served as a wake-up call to the world about the potential for infectious diseases to emerge from this region. China's wet markets, where live animals are often slaughtered and sold for consumption, have been identified as potential breeding grounds for viruses. The close contact between humans and animals in these markets provides an ideal environment for viruses to jump the species barrier. While China has taken steps to regulate wet markets and improve biosafety measures, concerns remain about the potential for future outbreaks. The Chinese government's track record on transparency and its handling of the initial COVID-19 outbreak have also raised concerns among the international community. Delays in sharing information and initial attempts to downplay the severity of the outbreak hampered global efforts to contain the virus in its early stages. Building trust and enhancing transparency will be crucial in preventing future outbreaks and ensuring a coordinated global response. In the world of high stakes, every move counts. One misstep could mean the difference between victory and defeat. It's a dangerous game where only the bold and the cunning survive. Every decision, every strategy must be carefully calculated. There's no room for error. The risks are high, but so are the rewards. This is not just a game, it's a test of wit, nerve, and skill. Welcome to the ultimate challenge. As we look ahead to the year 2025, the global landscape is set to undergo significant changes. Economic, technological, and social shifts are expected to redefine how we live and work. Emerging markets will play a crucial role in driving global growth, while advancements in technology will continue to disrupt traditional industries. It's a time of both opportunity and challenge, requiring adaptability and foresight. Preparing for the unknown is, well, no easy task. It requires a mindset that embraces flexibility and resilience. By fostering innovation and encouraging a culture of continuous learning, organizations and individuals alike can better navigate the uncertainties ahead. It's about being proactive rather than reactive, and about staying informed and agile. The power of cooperation cannot be overstated. In an increasingly interconnected world, collaborative efforts across borders and sectors are essential. By working together, we can tackle global challenges more effectively, from climate change to public health crises. It's through cooperation that we can build a more sustainable and equitable future for all. Navigating the uncertain future requires a blend of strategic planning and adaptability. It's about anticipating potential disruptions and being prepared to pivot when necessary. By leveraging data and insights, and by staying open to new ideas and approaches, we can steer through the complexities of the future with confidence and purpose.